American tune.
Okay, this is the first time I've driven the car, so I'm gonna take it nice and easy. Let me turn that up. Holy crap, is that amazing? That is amazing. Oh my God, I have not been able to experience the creation of mine to that level. The turning, the brakes. Like, you have to remember, each of these pieces are actually custom built. It's not like I can rely on some OEM part, some part from Ford or GM or anybody. I have to rely on my own guess in many ways. And so to see just simply braking at high speeds work is validation for me. And this is almost too overwhelming because I did that, but there's so much I did all at once. And so she sounds wicked, doesn't she? She sounds incredible. That was very easily, but that was only 8,000 RPM. We have another 2,000 RPM to go. Okay. This is just incredible for me. Oh no! I must have no transmission! No! Not like this! Okay, I'm gonna have to radio back to these guys. Minor unforeseen circumstance. Yeah, it's worth the hike. No way.
What I really like about the 355 is when you rev it. Just like the video game.
Just keeps going.
Just keeps going. We need a longer straight. And then with the H pattern gearbox, you really just want to keep going through the gears. Much slower than a paddle shift car, but so much more fun to drive because it challenges you. And the car moves around. There's no traction control, there's no stability control. The ABS that it has is very, very crude by modern standards. Yeah. So, you know, even without pushing too hard, you really feel the car's alive and you don't have to be going 1,000,000 miles an hour to feel like you're at the limit, because you're not.
When you see cars like this aging, and your first instinct is to preserve, and what I would almost argue is that you can preserve it better by upgrading it. Now, hear me out. The computer for this car was built when? Would you still use that computer now to do all of your current internet, email, all that? No. I would rather have a modern computer controlling it if I was trying to preserve the car. Take the old stuff out of it, and sure, if you want to preserve that stuff, matching numbers or whatever weird obsession people have with collecting like that, sure, set those parts aside. But the car, you bought the car, you bought the experience. Why not enjoy it? And maybe that's my excuse for making more power or making it handle better or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's still your car. And unless you're just saving it for somebody else, enjoy it.
this is the first time I'll ever have this on track to test it.
Oh, nice.
So you get to be a guinea pig of sorts.
Yeah, that's the fun part of tuning.
Right.
It's exactly what you think it looks like. Very distinct, very weird. I'm driving a truck on a track.
Go get it, buddy. I've never heard that thing go by. That's so cool.
Oh, okay, I see you. That's a lot more predictable than you think when you see it from the outside. The steering is very, very manual. It's very raw, but I can feel it. I get what the car's trying to tell me.
There we go. Sounds like a helicopter, huh? I think he's getting the sea legs.
That is actually, I can't say it's way more tame. That is not what I mean, but it's way more predictable. I'm very impressed. This thing actually handles way better than I thought it would. Oh, feel that, oh, that is a strain gauge set up right. The brakes, the steering, everything about this car is just like a dream for me. It uses the same all-wheel drive system as my car does, and so it's way better than mine right now. So I get to experience my dream of using this sort of setup. And my dream is fulfilled right now.
Damn, son, where'd your mom go?
And I mean, you can't deny the sound of a straight six. Oh my God. I'm quitting my own car building, and I'm just gonna have Sean build my cars. I'm supposed to talk and tell you guys things about this car, but I can't explain how much I just want to drive it. You want to make a car yours, but you want it to do a lot of different things. Well, this car checks off everything off of my list. Like, there's been no issues, not a single issue, and this is the first time it's driving. There's supposed to be issues, and these guys just roll it out, no problem whatsoever, and then hand it to a guy like me. That's a testament to their work. That is just impressive. Oh my God. I want one so bad. I want one so bad. This is ridiculous.
Let them have it.
Yes, yes, that is amazing. Oh my God, that is mean.
Ready to drive?
With most of the kinks worked out, it was my turn to drive. As a tuner, I'm used to driving high horsepower cars, but they're usually my cars. This is Anderson's baby, and I really didn't want to smash his 1300 horsepower prototype into a wall.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That is amazing! That is amazing! Anderson, you built one hell of a car. That is amazing.
Never seen my car without me.
Yes. Oh my God, that is amazing. That was so solid. Oh my God. It's
It feels good. Man,
yes.
thank you.
Yes. Oh, that is an amazing car. That was solid. That was so straightforward. It's so crazy to think that, okay, I'm just pressing the brake, holding the gas. He's got it all tuned so that way I could hear it. I could hear those turbos come online, and then I just let go of the brake, and the car did the rest of it. The fuel tech, everything just worked. I was just along for the ride, and what a ride that was.
The BMW M8 Competition puts out over 600 horsepower stock. Adding power to a big luxury car like that risks subtracting refinement and day-to-day usability. But Carbon's promise is that you can eat your cake and have it too. Obviously, we already established this is a very comfortable car.
It's like a luxury car.
Yeah,
And
so
you'll be
smooth.
shocked at the racetrack how quick the car is and how well it handles, forgiven how nice it is.
Yeah.
And one of the arts to that is people have a tendency to lower the car too much and then bottom it out against the bump rubbers.
Right.
And the bump rubbers are an integral part of a suspension system that most tuners just don't completely understand. And we tune them a lot in race cars. But how they're supposed to be tuned is we're driving on the road like this, the bump rubbers don't touch.
I believe that. That makes sense.
Okay, and then that ride's really nice. But then when you roll the car into a corner, the bump rubber engages and it's a progressive spring and you can double the spring rate.
You're using the bump rubber as a progressive
Right.
spring. Oh my God.
That way it supports
never-
the car in the corner to make it stiff, but when you're driving in a straight line down the highway, it still rides nice. Now, most people think they're a crash barrier. We actually use the bump rubber as a tuning tool.
That's amazing. I've never thought about that.
You have to change the shape of the bump rubber and the durometer of the rubber and tune it for the travel that you have.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. We have a shock dyno. You ever seen a shock dyno?
Yeah.
Okay. We put the spring rubbers on the shock dyno. And we measure the force on it
my
and the
God,
hysteresis. One of my arts on both race cars and street cars is making really good handling cars that also ride really nice. And in race car terms, that mostly means just taking bumps well.
Yeah, so I might be oversimplifying, but does that mean, if accounting for the bump stop, you could use a slightly softer spring?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it sinks into the bump rubber, and that way on the low speed corners the car's soft so it brakes and puts down power.
Yeah.
And then the high speed corners get support from the bump rubber and you get your cake and eat it too.
That pulls, that is smooth.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So on the engine, all we did was really big intercoolers, really big heat exchangers to get rid of the heat, and software with a lot of boost, and it went up 220 horsepower, and it makes almost 890 horsepower.
Yeah, this is such a smooth car for everything you've modified. So I've seen this car on the street. I could almost fall asleep in the passenger seat with how soft and comfortable it is, but yet this can also go to the racetrack, and that's something I want to experience.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty quick on the racetrack too. I think you'll be surprised.
Oh my God. All of this is just very in touch. Steve was really selling me on the suspension and the things he's done to upgrade it, and I am blown away. This is one of my first times ever driving this course, and I feel not overconfident. I just feel like I am listening. I can hear the road. The car's talking to me. It's not like a fat car, even though it is. Look at all this elevation change, all these tight turns. And this car is meant for like grand touring. It's a big car, and yet here we are maneuvering a very small track with ease. I don't feel like that like lumbering body roll of the car. I just feel the suspension doing what it's supposed to do. Oh, I love seeing suspension articulate like that.
So, this is everything squeezed in here.
Whoa, that is packed in there.
Yeah, barely fits. If you look here, the pulleys are, I don't know,
Come over here,
a quarter of an inch from the intercooler. And then a quarter of an inch from the suspension. So everything kind of just fits in there. It was extremely hard to find a core this thin too.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, they're always thicker.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks like it should be bulging outward.
Yeah.
And it fits. Had you driven anything like this before you got this one?
Yeah, I like to have weird First impressions, what do you think?
It's such a cool, unique experience. I feel like those rat rods, you know, those like
you gotta drive like this.
It's got its own weird quirks, but it's also still like very predictable.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I gotta do.
Kind of an S2000.
Yeah. Right. I thought there'd be way more wind like hitting my face.
It's not terrible, right?
It's not bad.
And if we wanted to, we could close it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be bored driving this thing.
No, man, it's fun.
Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah.
Tuning a car isn't always about making it go fast. It's about doing something that makes you happy. Maybe that is going fast. Or maybe that's building something that gets attention and makes everyone who sees it smile. For Ricky, that's clearly his passion.